house sitting for 10 days. Well, if you're me, you start caramelizing onions at 9 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, a little weird. I tried a lot of different spices with a lot of different temperatures. And to a lot of poor onions' demise, I've burned quite a few. But when I managed to get some right, I was sitting on a mountain of just this brown, ooey goodness. And I needed a vessel. I needed a vehicle. And it just dawned on me. Potatoes. And it was a match made in heaven after that. I love cooking. I have been cooking since I was like 6. Now, whether to say I'm great at it remains to be seen. But what I've learned with cooking is you have to use your imagination. Know what you like. Know what you don't like. Know your taste buds. And then you can really create really great dishes. In this speech, I want to give you a sample of the dish that I was talking about, the roasted potatoes with caramelized onions. The ingredients are really simple, but it's a good one to have in your repertoire. Now, as you may have guessed, the captain of this ship are the onions. I'll demonstrate how to prepare this dish, and it will get you out of binds, whether you sign up for a silly holiday party or family party or dinner party and you need the side dish. This will wow your taste buds and hopefully the taste buds of the party as well. Now, you're at the grocery store, and you're gonna pick out, I personally like the yellow onions, just a stout yellow onion. You can use a white one, it's fine. Personal preference, imagination. Now, while you're there, you're gonna get your potatoes, and then, more importantly, fresh sage and rosemary. It's really important that you get it fresh. Fresh ingredients are the best, and they just bring out the flavors. But if not, you can get dried, and that's fine. Now, you're gonna make your way over to the salad dressing aisle. And at this point, you're gonna grab some white balsamic vinaigrette and white cooking wine. But I must say, Anna Garden had an episode, it was cooking with wine. And she said that you don't want to use a wine that you wouldn't drink. You don't want to cook a wine that it's better quality. So while you're there, you're going to get olive oil, and then it's called Better Than Bouillon chicken. It's all going to be on the same aisle. And, there's not that many ingredients in this dish, but I think the simplicity is good. And, like my grandma always said, you can add, but you can't take things away. So now that you're home, you're going to put a skillet on the stove over medium heat, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And you're going to dice an onion, put it on there, and let it get that brown, just good color. So after that, you're going to pour in 2 cups of the white wine. Turn up the heat and then let the alcohol reduce and get out of there and just leave that good flavor. Now, I looked up a recipe, Jamie Oliver, and it was a steak sandwich, but he caramelized the onions in balsamic vinegar. And it dawned on me, I was like, that's what's missing. And so next, you put the white balsamic vinegar in with the onions and 3 heaping tablespoons of the chicken bouillon. And you just let that cook on medium. And then after that's done, and I have to say, the smell that will be going through your home at this point is just absolutely intoxicating. It's amazing. I mean, it smells like that for days. I mean, my clothes kind of smell like it, which is not the best thing. But, so after the onions are that good brown color, what you're gonna do now is put on the sage and rosemary. Now, I love this stuff. Like I said before, use your imagination. Know what tastes good to you and what doesn't. If you don't like a lot of it, then don't use a lot. So you're gonna put the lid on that, put it on low, and let the steam do the work for you. So whatever show you wanna binge watch or you need to catch up on, go sit on the couch and bring the potatoes and a cutting board and a knife. And then let that just low and slow is key with these. If you're in a bind and don't have time, then that's fine. But to just let the flavors just marry each other, marinate, is really good for this dish. Now, now that the onions are done, what you're gonna do is coat a 9x9 pan in olive oil and put those potatoes there, and put the onions on top. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. It's perfectly fine. You just gotta get in there and mix it all together. And I read an article Martha Stewart wrote about, because I was trying to figure out the perfect balance of roasted potatoes, because you want the crispiness on the outside and the just the gooey melt in your mouth on the inside, on the inside, crispy on the out, melt in your mouth on the inside. And so, yeah, you pick the temp. I mean, I do it on 375, but if you want crispier, leave them in there. Maybe even put it on broil. And that's it. It's a simple dish. But it wows. So I showed you how to make the perfect caramelized onion and roasted potatoes. The ingredients are simple. But imagination is key. Be spontaneous and just try different flavors. It's fun. If you mess up, I ruined like a dozen onions when I first tried it. It's trial and error. That's what I've learned. You just got to roll with it. I've been cooking for a while. Like I said, I'm not. I think I'm great, but I'm not by any means great. And you just, if you mess up, it's okay. Imagination is really key. And so next time that you're in a bind and you need to create a side dish, you have the tools, and they're pretty good tools, and it's an amazing side dish. Sure, there are meals that are ready to go and taste great, but never forget that fresh ingredients can really go a long way and make an amazing dish.